So y'all, if I have to record this video one time, I'm probably gonna throw it. Disgusting, right? Graphic, I know, right? But I've, I don't know. I'm getting so tired of saying the same things. So here it is. I know you haven't even heard it once, but for me, it's the 100th time. Every time I get started talking, something, right? Story of my life, probably yours too, but here it is. High-pitched sounds being played in impoverished and low-income neighborhoods. Why? Why are they doing this? They're trying to keep people from hanging outside, from gathering, from grouping up. They're doing the same thing with COVID, really. I mean, I wonder what's the fuss about trying to... Okay, if you really a conspiracy theorist, right? Then if you feel like COVID is a conspiracy, so you just look at the actions and how they move it. Why would they want to keep us away from one another, right? Even in these low income homes or low income neighborhoods, it's not like they are telling people, hey, social distance. No, they don't want people grouping up at all. So I looked up an article. Was it in Houston? Either in Houston or Baltimore, and I'm like, what? Houston or Baltimore? What a difference, right? But the article was about the device, and it's called the Mosquito because it makes this high-pitched buzzing sound that irritates the heck out of you, right? So the Mosquito, they were talking about it being used in parks. Y'all, they are using this thing even in public places to keep people away from public places. Like, what type of discrimination, dog park trick is going on around here? So in the article, it said that they were trying to reduce the amount of or completely eliminate teenagers from the ages of 16 to 25, or it might be 15 to 25, from hanging out at this park. So the way they were able to do it is they can tune this high-pitched sound in completely to a certain age group where only that age group is affected by it. Now, I'm unsure if it's a thing that everyone can hear and only that group of people is affected by it, or if only the group affected by it can hear it. Now, in the neighborhood that I was in, this shit was loud as hell. Everybody heard it. And it got to the point where I had to ask somebody, like, what is that noise? Do you hear that? Because I was doing a catering order to a leasing office. And the lady was like, yeah, like, it's a continuous thing. They do it all day, every day to kind of keep people from hanging out around the office and hanging out outside. Now, y'all, this noise was so loud, right? That I could hear it even when I left the leasing office, even when I left the projects, even when I left like that whole block, y'all, I could still hear it. And I'm like, where is the speakers at? I could hear this, but I don't even know where it's coming from. And it's no way to defend yourself against the sound unless you have like some earplugs or anything like that. Like, y'all, it's piercing. It goes through the music. Like, I could even hear it over over my music in my own car. So the reason why this brings some concern, or why I'm concerned about this, is because what if they decide to turn up that pitch or that frequency? Because sound is a frequency, but what if they decided to turn it up to the point where it does more than just irritate people and make them not want to come outside their home? What if they turn it up to the point where it makes people angry? What if they can make people mad? What if they can make people irritable? What if they can make people fight? What if they can make people violent? What if they can make people purge? Wink, wink. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about the purge in LA right now and stuff. They saying don't even visit the city of LA because they can't protect you. Like, what if they could use this device to make people riot? BLM. What if they could use this device to make people, you know, just violent and aggressive, and nobody will ever know what's going on? You know what else it reminded me of? With Hood News with Queen and Cooley, when Cooley was doing his presentation on the movie, I believe it was called The Cell, and I've never seen the movie. My first time hearing about it was on Hood News with Queen and Cooley. Yes. Hold on. I'm back. So yeah, my first time hearing about it was on Hood News with Queen and Cooley, and in the movie, I really can't recall it. I would have to look it up because, like I said, I didn't see it. But I think, from what I gathered, the guy, they were using people's cell phones to send frequencies to the people to make them violent and aggressive and to make them go crazy and fight, right? And the guy, the star of the movie, of the film, he wasn't, the main character, he wasn't affected by it because his phone had died prior to him getting around whatever frequency was being pushed out, right? So what if it can be a situation like that? We have to think, whenever they come up with these, and not saying this mosquito thing is new, because I did look it up on Wikipedia and it's not new. However, there are a lot of people fighting against it because they feel like it's discrimination against certain age groups, and it's just inhumane, you know, to just be playing a screeching noise outside as if we are mice or insects to repel us from a certain area. And who is doing this? Like, is it the private company or the private, or is it the owners of these companies doing it? Is it the city? Because that was low income, so that's government assistance. So it's the government. I don't know. I'm kind of questioning what's going on. But before I lose my train of thought, what was I about to get at? Oh yes, so we have to think that when they come up with these new devices or creations or whatever you want to call it, the first thing they think about is how can they benefit us. Not us though, not us, them. How can it benefit them? The second thing they think about is how can they use it against us, y'all. And this thing can be used against us. This thing can be used to make us fight and quarrel amongst each other. This thing can be used against us to throw, like, if it did come down to it, and we were to question the government about everything that's going on, or figuring out that the government was lying to us and it was just in plain sight evidence that no one could deny, y'all, they could kind of use this thing to basically scramble our minds and make us fight against amongst one another to get us off of their trail. And I just wanted people to kind of know what I found out and to kind of be aware of that. And I'm sure many of you are, because it said that they do it in most major cities right now. And it's just crazy to me. Now, in the article that I read, it did say that they had band together and they were petitioning, and in that city, Baltimore or wherever it was, they were able to get the Mosquito at the park taken down. Now, they interviewed like a 16-year-old. The more I talk, the more the baby wants to talk. But they interviewed a 16-year-old, and he was saying like he just tries to avoid that park altogether, because he said it's not like it gives him a headache, but It gives him some kind of discomfort in his head and in the back of his neck. Is this side effects from this thing? How long have they even tested this thing on humans to know that if it can cause us mental issues in the long run or not? So yeah, that's just something I wanted to throw out there and talk to you guys about. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know how you feel. How y'all doing today? This is just a little quick vid. I love y'all. Be safe, and I'll talk to y'all later.